Hi and welcome back to another loose watercolor floral painting. I think that you are enjoying these videos, and I love enjoying painting loose watercolor florals, so I thought I will continue with this series on Wednesday. I'm doing these videos in real time because for me it's always easier to paint along when an artist is making the process in real time, so I thought this could be helpful for you. And if it's too slow, you can always speed it up with that a little option on the YouTube video where you can set the speed. I'm starting the flower by scribbling it with a graphite pencil, and this is a water-soluble graphite, and I'm working in a watercolor journal. I'm holding the pencil very loose. I'm holding it right at the end, and I try to not be perfect. If you have no idea which composition you should make or you could do, you can always search out for reference photos on Pinterest or anywhere else on the internet and use them just as a guide to know where you can put some leaves or flowers. For me, these loose watercolor paintings are so much fun because there is no pressure. I don't have to paint them in a certain way. I just can play with my supplies and with my paints and have fun. Today I'm using a different brush instead of a normal round brush. I'm using a Kazalon brush. It's a brush from the house brand of my German art supply store, and I believe these brushes are called cat tongue brushes, but I am not sure if it's the same name in English. I will write the name of this one in the video description so you can maybe search out for it. I believe these kind of brushes are available from many different manufacturers. It has a very fine tip, and it's kind of a little adventure to paint with it, but I think changing the brush from time to time gives you different results and also new opportunities. As always with the colors, I'm working much intuitively. I think this is the quinacridone gold, and I use a kind of a quinacridone magenta and violet mixed together. That's not that important. I think you should use the colors that you love the most. To loosen up everything, I use just the border and blend some areas into the background. While working on the first layer, it's not that important to create details. You can always do this later in the process by adding a second layer. Layering with watercolors can be a bit difficult, and that is something you will learn over time when you just play and practice. What I also do to keep everything more vibrant and more lively is I have some white areas in between, these tiny white spots that look as if I missed something, makes everything more dimensional and interesting. I now go in with a watercolor pencil. This is the one from Derwent, the Inktense one, and you can use any kind of water-soluble pencil you have. I just redraw the leaves to bring in more interest and texture. I also really enjoy painting into the wet areas because the pigments release really fast there and give you a really intense color and line. Here I'm using the water-soluble graphite, and I just add some details to the flower, and I believe you also can see that this dark line makes the flower pop even more and gives it a lot more dimension. I always make sure that I don't make a continuous line. I try to have a thinner and thicker areas or areas without a line. This is something that makes everything look more realistic and not flat. I now switched to a smaller round brush to add some details to the painting, and I'm starting by adding some shadows. This is a step that can be a bit intimidating because you go over your painting with another layer and you change it in a big way maybe, and this is also a step where of course you can ruin the whole painting, but as I said, it's just playing with paints and colors, and if you ruin it, it's no problem. You just start a new one, but you will learn with every painting you are doing. It's always good to be careful with the second layer and not add too much color. Just add a little bit and see how it looks. And I also love to add more color variation to make it look more interesting. So I just mix different colors, and I do this just in an intuitive way. As you know, I always love to finish up a painting by adding splatters. And as you can see, this painting took me about 15 minutes, and I believe this is something you can fit in every day. I just add some additional shadows to finish it up, and yeah, that's my painting for today. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you will see us next time. Bye!